Starfleet Underground. Every week, we'll take a look at the latest Star Trek news and then check out a current or classic episode of Star Trek. There's an evil red construct sitting on the subdeck of the Protostar. Maybe the Borg know what to do with it. But can the kids negotiate that kind of help without getting assimilated on some sleepy Borg cube? Or will the lack of a proper handrail kill them first?
That was really cool. We found a lot of good stuff on that Borg ship. So I hope you downloaded all the files and everything you can, number one. And I hope you took a lot of readings there, Heather.
We found a treasure trove. I'm so excited.
So that was awesome.
Was that really a Borg dildo?
It is there. So this, it has all the lights and things that go up and down the side.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what the hell that's
I
for,
started to hug that thing so quickly because it was so cool looking, because engineering-wise it was fascinating. And then I realized what it was, and I kept hugging it.
It's good vibrations. Good vibrations.
I have to give Chief credit for putting the cloak and getting us out of there really quick, because I need to send Ensign Tucker to the brig and transfer him off to Starfleet. You remember how all the Borg woke up, right? And they started coming after us?
Yeah.
I found out why when I was reviewing the logs.
What happened?
Ensign Tucker decided to molest the female Borg in its alcove. And that was not good.
That's inappropriate, sir.
Yeah, it was.
I can't stand that motherfucker.
You know.
I mean, it's not like it's a god in an alcove, which, if you don't know, that's a reference to a Bauhaus song.
Yeah, well, he's gone, because it woke up and it said something in a language I kind of remember. I'm not quite sure. It was like, not to gamut.
It was wrong to kiss you, but he said wake you up gently. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
What does actogamut mean?
Never without my permission.
That's what I thought.
And
drones don't speak.
I just remember someone saying Tucker.
Yeah,
Tucker.
It was Tucker. And Tucker.
Yeah.
So this must not have been like a regular drone, because drones don't speak.
Oh, that one did. So it might have been oh my God, what if it was the Queen? That means we're going to be chased.
Oh. Well, I don't think they saw us as a threat, so they kind of looked at us and laughed.
Well, the Queen wouldn't have been in an alcove.
Oh, that's true. What the hell was it then? Did any of our crew members cosplay as the Borg when we went over?
Tucker?
Oh, he was.
But I think he was just trying on their underwear.
That guy is sick. I'm glad he finally did something for us to get rid of him.
I mean, I try to assimilate things when I go places, but you know.
Yeah. I tried to get him into security so he can be a quote unquote red shirt, but he didn't go.
Is that why you send him to
all the away missions? Yeah. But don't tell anybody that.
HR does not need to know any of this.
No, don't let it be out in the broadcast or anything like that. I don't want to be out there for everyone to realize that. What?
Captain,
the red light, it's on.
The light.
Motherfucker.
We love you, Tucker.
But we want you to die.
Not really.
Dog it. You see Tucker do stupid shit, win stupid prizes. My God. All right. Computer, erase that last transmission.
Unable to comply.
What do you mean you can't?
Transfer complete.
What do you mean the signal is out there? This signal goes somewhere and Starfleet
was
is
live.
everywhere.
You can't stop the signal, sir.
It was live.
Well, you know what? I'll do it live, okay? Fuck it. I'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
You're so good. Okay. To watch.
Okay. If you're under the age of 18, you're not supposed to be listening to us, so you just get some free candy. Shut up and be happy. But now you got to turn it off and go away. We're here at Starfleet Underground. Thank you all for joining us. We're currently cloaked in an undisclosed location, hiding from a Borg ship, and we may or may not have left a crew member behind in Borg's cosplay. We're going to have to go ahead and have the system check everybody out to see if we got everybody when we left in a hurry. I am Captain Nathan Adams of the USS Butler, and I'm here with my amazing sign. I mean, I've never saw someone so giggly and happy, and it was just all that info she was getting.
Hi, I'm Heather Ferris.
That's because she's snorting the gas in sick bay.
Well, I mean, Hi, I'm Heather Ferris. I'm the science officer, not currently snorting the gas in sickbay. However, I did notice that underwear that Tucker was wearing was female Borg and not male Borg. So I thought that was interesting.
And what did the dot meant? Because everyone knows you were really excited about all that information, but the doc kept running up and down the corridor saying, Heather's got headlights. What the fuck is that? Are you carrying something?
that little bastard came in on me in the shower. I hadn't put it on my towel yet.
We need to reprogramming. Speaking of reprogramming, number one, I swore you had not just one data pad, you had a palette of data pads of information. You managed to get off that cube. So my number one.
Hey, Patrick, I'm number one. I'm the computer guy, the foreign species liaison. And you weren't supposed to say anything.
It's a lot of information. I hope you'll get with Chief and see if you can increase the efficiency of our warp core as well as our cloak.
And the Borg don't have genders, FYI.
They don't?
Not once they're assimilated.
Then what the hell was Tucker feeling up?
So you're telling me a male Borg was wearing that kind of underwear?
But wait, then where did 7 come from?
Well, okay, so
good
if you
point.
remember,
While they're Borg, they don't have genders.
If you remember when we first meet the Borg Queen, a drone enters the room and Picard and Q are watching it and analyzing the systems. And Q states that this is a Borg, that this Borg is not a he and not a she.
So it's them, they?
When they become, they may have had a gender prior to being assimilated, but once they're assimilated, they're no longer gender.
It's just they.
And I don't understand why Tucker was trying to feel one up, because it's all hard metal and plastic. You get nothing.
Well, different kinks for different folks.
Oh, well, that's true. He's going to have fine kink in Starbase 80.
Yeah.
Damn, Starbase 80?
Starbase 80?
Yeah, this woman to send him over there.
Well, at least it's not that starbase that the ship destroyed.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that one is gone. He's not going to the relay. They're still looking to rebuild that. So it's going to take a while to get out there. They were going to use the Texas class, but we all know what happened to that ship. So they're out of service now. Okay, Chief.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rocky. I'm engineer of the show and the ship. And I was just sitting there having a snack the other day. I was having one of those Hostess Snowballs. Those things are so cool. And I just put it down on the table, and one of the Tribbles rolled up right next to it. And I'm like, uh-oh. I was afraid it was going to attack my Snowball. So I grabbed the Snowball real quick and took a huge bite out of it to assert dominance. And the Tribble thought it was actually a Tribble that had funny hair. And it shrieked and ran away. And every time I've seen this Tribble, it runs the other way in the corridor.
Is that what the rumor's about?
I apparently eat Tribbles.
Yeah, but I thought it meant like you ate out Tribbles, not like took a bite out of a Tribble.
No. I was feeding.
Technically they could work that way too.
That's
but
gross.
That explains why I heard the Tribble do the Wilhelm scream down the corridor as it was rolling.
Yeah, it was not happy. It didn't realize that was just a Hostess Snowball.
Oh my God.
It was going to make friends with it but it was eating a Snowball like normal.
Well, you know how telephone goes with the way rumors are around this ship.
Yeah, one Tribble tells another Tribble, and a Tribble tells another Tribble, and a Tribble tells another Tribble, and a Tribble tells Heather, and Heather
all
tells
of a
the
sudden,
dog.
yeah, and all of a sudden the Chief is eating out the Tribble, and I was thinking, taste the rainbow.
Oh my!
Now I understand what it means. I got it. I got it now.
That's Skittles.
Yeah,
we've definitely lost it this week. I thought the high point was going to be the Borg cube, but. Yeah.
That's what you get for thinking.
We're just nuts. I am so glad that Starfleet doesn't have us doing a lot of missions, because we officially now considered emissaries, because we go out there and spread news and
chlamydia,
talk to other civilizations and stuff. Yeah, so it's rare we actually get put on mission. So thank God for that.
It's just number one that spreads chlamydia. Well, and Tucker. Both.
Tucker spreads
more than that. I don't have sex,
that.
so I can't spread chlamydia.
Okay, then it's just Tucker.
And if you Google snowballing without your search filters on.
Yeah, not a good thing.
Oh, that was funny.
Not a good thing.
You're welcome.
And then I heard that Tucker was like, he wrote Thanksgiving on one ass cheek and then Christmas in the other. And he keeps telling people, let's meet between the holidays. He is not right in their head. So that's a good thing that we wind up finding a way to get him off this ship. I would never send him on a security detail hoping he would pass. So I would never do that. Never. You think they would buy that? What do you mean I forgot to hit mute? Fuck.
We should get on with the show.
Not a good day. Okay. This show is being brought to you by, hopefully they will keep sponsoring us after this show, is Section 31, as well as our Patreon people. Thank you guys. And people who actually go to our deck store here. That's the stuff is sent out fresh from our ship, from the USS Butler. We have all kinds of swag that you can get. And we have some awesome stuff there, I dare say, which is designed wonderfully. And our science officer inspects each one.
I do.
So that's a good thing. Well, now you do.
I'm going to get right on that, Captain.
So I think that's pretty dang amazing. Number one.
Yes?
We have any corrections?
Let me check subspace here. Just a moment.
Flawless.
Nope, we're flawless.
Outstanding.
Whoop, whoop.
Now, I have to ask, because you were doing all of your science stuff on the week, so technically I know you would have done a lot of research as well as, well, I'll get to that after we get finished with this part. What did you get for us for news? Did you find anything exciting?
Hi, Captain. So this week's news is a spoiler. I hope everyone has watched the episode Prodigy, Let Sleeping Borg Lie, because this is sort of news about it. So in this episode, the crew of the USS Protostar is partially responsible for the events of Picard in Season 1. So in Picard of Season 1, we find out that it was a Medusan who woke up the Borg. And in this episode, we find out that that Medusan is Zero, one of our Prodigy crew. So the illusion that the Borg cube was trying to assimilate the Romulan ship is a reference to the backstory of Picard Season 1, Broken Pieces. So in a roundabout way, our Prodigy crew saves the entire galaxy again.
Woo woo.
That
Whoop.
is
My brain
cool.
just shorted out. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so Picard Season 1, we find out like that a Medusan woke up the Borg, that the Borg ship, well, this is...
The artifact, yeah.
Yeah, this is them being woken up and that Medusan was Zero. And we find that
Are you
out
sure
in
it wasn't
this
some
episode.
other Medusan?
Well, they all
Nope,
look
it was
alike.
Zero.
Oh my God, that's racist. Sorry.
How do you know they all look alike? You're not supposed to look
Yeah.
at them.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, I can't look at them. However, the person I can look at, number one, what do you have news-wise?
Well, let's see. So PlutoTV is launching its second Star Trek channel. It's adding reruns of Star Trek DS9 and TOS. The original channel, Channel 270, launched in 2021 and featured reruns of Star Trek Next Generation along with a selection of the Star Trek films. But they will be adding more CBS content to their service in the United States and over 63,000 new and classic episodes, tripling the amount of CBS content. So
Now, a lot of people, if you're not aware of this and you're a Star Trek fan and can't get enough, Pluto TV is the one thing that Ferengis hate, which is free. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to have a membership. You just got to download the app. That's all you got to do.
But Ferengi aren't that smart because they're constantly in rotation around the planet Pluto protesting.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that wasn't a planet.
Really think it's there.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they think that Pluto TV is actually broadcasting from Pluto. So that's kind of funny. The only negative that I could actually even say or find with Pluto TV is that you're forced to watch commercials, just like the old TV shows back in the day. So the commercials are hard baked in. You can't fast forward through them. But the fact is that you can watch them free. Pluto TV also has movies, 24-hour news channels. They got old shows like I Love Lucy. They got Bewitched. Really, it's a fun thing.
And if you have a
So-
Samsung Smart TV, they've got an entire Doctor Who channel that plays all the old Doctor Who.
Yeah, I'm talking
cool.
really old from back in the start.
Yeah.
So it's really cool if you don't have it. So a little bit of a tip there from your computer liaison person that just put it out there. And now I'm looking forward to see what type of efficiency goes up on the ship. Then he's downloaded all of this stuff. And what do you got for us there, Chief?
I was looking at news. A quick mention, Kate Mulgrew is doing the Admiral's log on Instagram. So I don't know if you've noticed the them doing, if you're following the Star Trek logs on Instagram, you were used to seeing a lot of the Lower Decks crew making little log entries. Well, now
and Discovery too.
Yeah, and Discovery as well. And now Janeway is doing some from this isn't the Holo Janeway. This is the actual Janeway. Janeway Actual is doing Vice Admiral's log. So that's pretty cool. But also, I was looking at news from the rumors behind the movie for Star Trek 4. I'm wondering if they should really keep calling it Star Trek 4 because it's like, it's not really the one with the whales. It's a completely different 4. But anyway, Zoe Saldana has also come out and said that it's scheduling, but she also said it's probably more than scheduling because there's some other forces at will here. And I just, if you want to get into real conspiracy theories about why they haven't shot the Star Trek 4 movie yet, who knows? I wonder, it's probably going to be a more interesting story than the actual movie when it does come out. There's like a plan in place from Paramount, and I'm sure they're juggling many factors in not having anything to do with scheduling the movie.
I heard what happened that a unspayed and unneutered Tribble got into the breakfast buffet and started reproducing, and that's why they had to postpone it for a while.
That'll ruin your shoot. Mm-hmm. Always have protected tribbles on your shoots.
Yeah, you can't do a shoot when you're distracted with something else.
They keep popping out in the corner. You can't just, reenact a scene from Star Trek. Exactly. Meanwhile, tribbles in the background go.
And they're so loud too when they start purring.
And then they start purring. Yeah, it doesn't work.
No,
especially when they try to do a sound check. It doesn't.
Hey, I already did my news, but I just forgot. It's my Uncle Diego's birthday, so happy birthday, Uncle Diego.
Happy birthday.
Shout out.
Is his first name Montoya Diego?
No.
You
but
kissed
don't
my father?
sing happy
Prepare to die?
No.
Prepare to die?
No. What?
Princess Diaries? Wait,
yeah, that's
what was it
like
called?
That's not the Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries.
What was that called? The Princess Bride. That's
the
it.
Princess Bride's Diaries.
Oh my God. I've never even seen The Princess Bride, and I knew that wasn't what it was referring to.
You've never seen The Princess Bride?
Princess Bride?
Why
Oh
haven't
my
you
God.
seen it?
Why haven't you have to see that movie?
Okay, the next away mission, I'm going to have you see it. Where we're on the shuttlecraft needing to go somewhere, I'm going to make you watch it.
You have to see that. It's at least one to know about.
It's got all the classics in it. You got to see it. Okay, was that your news? That was it for your news?
Pretty much. I mean, it's like a non-news news.
Okay.
I mean, the Janeway log is more important.
The Janeway logs, that whole log thing on Instagram is fucking amazing. They've started back with Discovery and they just kept adding to it. So it's really kind of cool. It gives you like a behind the scenes peek at what characters do on the show.
Is this like the log from Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah.
Log.
No, not that log.
Okay.
It's not that log. So it's not like Stinky. Where are you? Okay. My news is Brian Fuller,
stupid idiot,
is taking pride in the way Star Trek has represented the LGBTQ plus community.
My community, what's up?
Because people forget that Star Trek basically meant infinite diversity and infinite combinations, and it's the heart of all of Star Trek. And it took, since over 50 years now, for them to develop the concept fully on screen and not just land in a planet full of white people and straights and cis males and females. Now they have like everybody there. And it's been really kind of cool. And they've been adapting and putting things in subtle ways and just don't slap you in the face with like somebody, being flamboyant gay.
With a Borg dildo.
Right. Well, the Borg dildo, that had lights on it too. I don't know what the hell that they had with the lights on there.
I think that's the one that vibrated with the music.
And didn't somebody press the button on that thing and it says resisting an orgasm is futile?
Yes.
Well, at any rate, so just like, like Garrick. Garrick was gay on the show, but it wasn't like a slap you in the face. They're like how real people are. People automatically have a preconception that they're going to be like on Will and Grace, that is going to be Jack. And people aren't like that. Not all. There are some like it because it's a rainbow. But just the same, I think it's really, really nice. They did so well on it.
I really like that relationship between Garrick and Bashir.
Yeah,
I felt like they should have been an item.
It was really well, and like with Paul Stamets, and it's a real relationship, and I think it's pretty amazing, and I'm glad that they've done that. So we're marching forward despite how many people screaming and yelling that we shouldn't. Okay, I got a surprise for everyone. I know at this time you're probably expected to hear...
You're pregnant?
Heather, no. I'm not pregnant.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, it could have been like Tucker. You stick your hands in the rocks and...
No, it was I told you it was a food baby. And I gave birth to that last week. It took a while to get rid of that puppy. Okay. Normally, people will expect the nice, subtle, melodic tones of our science officer giving the recap or our baritone voice number one giving the recap. But today, I decided to take the duty. I said duty.
It's a duty.
So, on the recap. So, the recap of the show we're doing, of course, is not Lower Decks. It's, what the hell we're doing? The Prodigy. And I forgot what the name of... Oh, okay. I'm doing a recap on Prodigy, and the name of this one was called Let Sleeping Borgs Lie, which is...
it's season 1, episode 12.
Episode 12. I thought it was season 2 already.
No.
Why did I think it was season 2?
No, they split it up. It's still labeled as season 1. It's so weird.
Why did they confuse me?
It's a kid's show, so
they're easily confusable.
Well, I mean, it's not a kid's show, but it's kind of like, I don't know.
I thought it was season... Well, any rate.
I'm confused because Lower Decks is multiple seasons, but
yeah,
the amount of episodes per season does not correlate to some of the other Star Trek shows that are currently on now. So it's very confusing.
I think Prodigy is the only Star Trek episode where they stop at midway and then start it up a few months later and then stop at midway and then start it.
Well, it's the only one that's got 20 episodes a season, too, so far.
That's true.
Well, the show starts basically with Gwen going down the holodeck, reliving memories, and finally figures out that there's a computer program that's going to destroy for Starfleet. And since it's a computer program, I think their failsafe of having Murf swallow it is not going to work this time. So they're looking all over the place for the weapon and they're not positive if it is a program or not. But lo and behold, someone knew the secret knock and found an area that was hidden underneath a secret symbol. Then if they used more blacklight like we have to do in the galley, they would have probably found it a lot earlier. But as soon as they opened it, there was a growl, which unintentionally I thought that meant I was hungry. But no, it was coming from underneath the deck and I had the stereo too loud. But is it evil? According to the chief, if it glows red, it's evil. So what's his face does? Oh my God, what is his name again?
Jankom?
Yeah, thank you. Jankom. Jankom does just like what he would do if he's got a new shiny weapon. He fires at it, but it matrixes out of the way. So it just gets out of the way, and Gwen comes up with a good idea as they're out there because they see a Borg ship, and Glenn's like, hey, we can get the Borg to disable it. They can do it. So they said, yeah, that's a good idea. We don't want necessarily, and Janeway's like, don't fuck with the Borg. It's like, but they're sleeping. I don't think you should fuck with the Borg. We're going to go in there anyway. And so they did a classic Captain Kirk. Don't do the thing. We're going to do the thing. And so that was the first section. I'm not sure of how the acts are split because, yeah, I don't know.
No worries.
How it was. So
we are not letting you do a summary again.
Shush. Shush. I'm not an expert at it like you two. Okay. So that's that. Okay. I'm going to pause it here because the next section I wrote, I think 2 lines, but I'm not real sure yet. So what do you guys think about this part?
That was a deep dive into the next section if you only wrote 2 lines. I mean, that's some investigative journalism there.
Of course. Okay. Friends don't let friends write summaries and drink synthahol. Well, it wasn't synthahol, but
that's the problem.
The captain has always employed the KISS protocol.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So what did you guys think of the first section there, especially with that red donut? With all the lights.
Yeah.
Well, they had the moment with the holographic replay, and I thought that was pretty interesting.
That was.
You could just sit there and look, this is how it happened, and this is what, they come right to the moment. This is where this has all happened, and that was cool for everyone to come in and look at it, and they're talking about it. And meanwhile, I got distracted because Murf has a Murf-ball.
But now this,
I love
this
Murf.
I'd like to ask, and I'll ask my science officer on this. And why do anytime anybody has a replay of their memories that you see it from the third person? I would think that everything on your replay, your memories would be from the first person.
Well, Captain, when you join Starfleet, one of the protocols that we do is we attach a invisible floating camera above your head to take a panoramic recording of everything that's going on. so that way we can analyze it and replay it later. A lot of people don't know that.
That's a
so
rumor.
I think they try to keep it like hush hush.
That's totally a rumor. It's it's not.
It's like a Section 31 thing.
So that means that when I'm in a sonic shower and I decide to lotion some things,
It's still with you. It sees everything, Captain.
That's a conspiracy. Come on, guys. That's not real.
That's why Section 31 knows everything.
I think the computer just correlated all of the 3D surroundings and somebody bumped the third person mode.
Yeah, I'll get that because the rest of the stuff of what I do in private is too frightening to even think of being out there in public. So, but yeah, what do you think about this section there, number one?
I thought it was interesting that we find out how much more of hologram Janeway's memory was erased because she had no idea that subsection of the floor was there.
Yeah, it was. And so, yeah, and I like how they pointed out basically like, aha, you're fallible. So,
well, she's a hologram and she has selective memory. It's not it's not her selection. It's somebody else's selection of what her memory is. So she's just not aware of certain things.
No, and
it's like a computer. Nobody programmed it to do that. It's not going to do that.
Yeah. That's kind of frustrating. I guess it's like being, if you have Alzheimer's and you're married, you're basically with a new woman every day.
What if you're supposed to be with a man? That's very confusing, sir.
Yeah, it is. So it's very.
And you wouldn't remember that you were supposed to be with a man because you have Alzheimer's.
Yeah, so you're with a new man every day.
Yeah, right. It's very, very, very confusing. So I was also confused by Jankom Pog because the first thing that deck opens and he looks down and goes, "Oh, that looks dark and scary. I'm not going in there."
Yeah.
But the second that thing is like, glowing and spinning computer code and looking at it go, well, let's try this. And he's first to blast it with the phaser. He's afraid to go down and look and be adventurous, but he's very first to pull out a phaser and go kaboom.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
And it looks like a giant butthole opening.
Well, especially when you blast a phaser at it.
Well, it did look like a hemorrhoid cushion. So it was
like a red matrixy one. Yeah.
My favorite part was when Jankom was like, "Oh, great, the Borg never assimilated a turbolift." That made me laugh out loud.
That was
okay. Yeah, this was my big complaint about the Borg, the artifact.
Rocky's like, oh.
Yes, this is my huge complaint. Seriously, this is my rant. Rant time. No, they have no fucking handrails on that freaking Borg cube. You remember Picard almost fell off the damn thing because he was losing his balance of being, completely disoriented about the whole experience. He was very overwhelmed by it all. He almost flew right off the edge because nobody put a fucking handrail on that thing. Yeah. And now you got a bunch of kids running around a Borg cube, no handrails. And then guess what? There's no fucking turbolifts either. They're climbing the walls.
That's why I hate those.
Children should never be left alone running around.
Oh my God.
But that's why I hate those fucking rich people houses where they got the staircase, the floating staircases with no handrails, nothing to hold on to.
It is so dangerous.
So it's like, what the hell? I'm surprised they don't have more bodies at the bottom of the steps. It's just unreal.
Well, maybe they do. We just don't know about it.
Well, those are good when you're young and agile, but once you reach a certain age, those
has
floating
nothing
staircases are dangerous.
Nothing to do with your age. If you're a klutz, you're a klutz. It just happens, okay? Doesn't matter your age. You're going to go right down over the edge, over the side, trip down 3 stairs, roll down the rest of them. Come on.
And bounce.
I do that with a handrail.
And bounce. So it's
an escalator, right? Yeah. Come on. How do you fall off a damn escalator?
Put me on it.
I'm petitioning Starfleet to make us all have theme music so I could always tell them we're getting ready to do some fucked up shit. So we're on the way mission somewhere and you hear dramatic music. Oh shit, something's going to happen around the corner. You hear that music?
And you know where that music comes from? That invisible floating camera right above your head.
It has a speaker too, and it's got an iPod.
It has a
It takes away the guest music when you're on a date.
I don't believe you, Heather. I'm sorry.
It takes away all the guesswork on the date. You could tell if you're going to be getting some because all of a sudden the music will shift to something romantic. Oh, yeah. That's good.
And then it switches to comical romantic and then you realize it's not going to happen.
Or if you fuck up and you're like, I can't get the bra off. Wah, wah, wah. Then you know you're done. But the big surprise is when they decide to switch off and we get Janeway and she's like, tea, black, hot. And it's like, wait,
that was hilarious.
Fuck?
I was confused by that one. She's not drinking coffee?
No.
How does that happen?
Doctor's orders.
She needs a second opinion.
Yeah. She's obviously talking to the wrong doctors.
Doctor's orders. And they had to go get evil ass that's in the bio bed. And the instant, which I thought was so funny when the doctor says, like, I wish I knew how to kiss ass like that. I lolled. That was so funny.
For definitely not, I mean, they're not outright saying it's a kid's show, but you definitely don't want to teach kids about kiss and tail.
No, that was funny.
But he's like, you're going to be captain soon if you keep doing that.
Yeah. And he said it right in front of the captain, which I thought was hysterical for the Admiral. It's like, man, if I wish I knew how to kiss tail like that, I'd be further along in my career. That was so funny. And I like the way they did the juxtaposition of Janeway, Admiral Janeway on the ship and Holo Janeway. We kind of have a chance to see them both in different phases of their life and career, because she's giving them good advice. When in doubt, make sure you act harmless. So, and they're on board the cube trying to act harmless until Jankom sees a Borg foot and just hugs it. It goes a little nuts because I didn't know he had a foot fetish.
That's what happens.
You know. And they start searching all over the place, and they're trying to climb up, and Dal misses a ring, and it's like, oh, he's going to go splat, but Rok-Tahk catches him.
Thank goodness for Rok-Tahk.
Yeah, Rok-Tahk catches him. And then they finally get to the area where they can pull the information, and Jankom acts like I did when the first time I laid eyes on a Macintosh computer. It's like, where the hell is a DOS prompt? Where's the thing? He's like, there's no DOS prompt, there's no keyboard.
Yeah, where's the interface?
Can I have a keyboard? Can I have a joystick? Is there a
mouse?
button?
There's nothing. And then Zero's like, I can jack in. Which is
jack in, jack off. Yeah, it's like, same difference.
Seriously, it's like, I can do it. Let me jack off and jack in. Thanks there, Pat. You made me know.
Nobody's jacking nothing now.
He's like, I can go in for like that movie Free Jack. I don't know if you guys ever remember that movie.
I love that movie.
Deep cut.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was back in the day. So he jacked in and he connected. And this is when things get a little funny. Ends this section, or did I just stomp all over this shit?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, because once he jacks in, I think that was a commercial break.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I was right. Yay. Okay, what'd you guys think about this section? Especially Rok-Tahk's quick reflexes for being a rock and catching Dal?
Yeah, we did see that. We talked about that.
Yeah, we did already?
Woohoo.
Oh my God, you're right. I should never do this again.
You're okay. You're good.
Yeah, okay. So I guess I should continue on because there's not a whole lot to say.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens is Zero is trying to use logic. And he's telling him, we need you to kumbaya, tell us how to do it. And the Borg's like, fuck you, we're going to assimilate you. But I'm not really here. We don't give a shit. We're going to assimilate you. And it's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And the Borg wakes up. Everybody tries to run. And there's a big fight. Dal saves Gwen, but Zero winds up getting assimilated. And because of Dal's, again, I really like the way he's matured. Because he did that, Gwen is actually the last one left. And so she just decides to walk through and act as harmless as possible through everybody and sees the rest of the crew getting ready to get assimilated, which is scary in itself. And then we have Zero Borg comes in and it's like, Zero Borg, what are you doing? It's like,
you mean no Borg?
No Borg.
Like none, nor? Yeah, like no one comes in?
Yeah, I go zero.
Zero of Borg. He has null Borg.
Null Borg. So Null Borg comes in and he's got like, I'm going to screw you in the worst way possible. He turns on the drill with his hands and he comes in. And Gwen does the typical Horta defense. No kill eye.
That works sometimes.
Yeah. And Zero's like, no, I'm going to kill all you. No, don't be a part of the collective. We are the collective. We're your collective. What? That's right. Well, you heard.
I found it interesting that Zero, being a non-corporeal being, was able to be assimilated.
I found that interesting also. How did they do that? Because you know that they have like an island they discovered in the Unimatrix where they used to meet in secret away from the Borg Queen. So, but I don't get how.
It wasn't like Zero's exterior changed any. It didn't become assimilated. So
no, you just turned evil green.
And it wasn't the first time they assimilated a Medusan because they already had his species in there as like, what was it, 809?
802.
802.
Yep.
Well, it doesn't mean they've assimilated a Medusan before. It just means that they've cataloged
that's true
as species 802.
But Borg is pretty confident they were going to assimilate him because his distinctives must be added to their own. So
maybe that's why.
And they seem to know what they were doing.
Yeah. They did. It's a proven track record, I guess, in methodology. But I guess because he wasn't corporeal, so to speak, and he was just inside the matrix, that's why I guess the simulation didn't fully take. So
well, no, it's very interesting, and we learn out how he gets out of it anyway. It's fascinating. It's literally mind over, well, I don't know, matter would be the right word because it's incorporeal. But yeah, it was an interesting combination. What happens if a Borg turns up against a Medusan, and how do you assimilate one of those? But they can, apparently, and they almost nearly did.
It's the same thing when Data was captured by the Borg Queen. They couldn't assimilate him outright. She was basically using logic to get him to come over to their side. So it makes me wonder, is that what you said, Chief, that the mind is the one place that you can kind of keep them from doing it?
Well,
they have to fight. Yeah.
They can't use, like, we might not have seen them use a Medusan, but they can't exactly go and use a Medusan because a Medusan, when used, that sounds so horrible, makes people forget. And the Borg want to collect that information and that knowledge and that experience. So really, that would be like a counterpoint to what the Borg really are.
They really could only use the Medusan for its mechanical parts that were attached. So the mind wasn't necessarily controlled permanently, but they definitely had control over Zero's physical being as far as the physical attachment set contains Zero. Because that's not Zero. Zero by itself is just matter or just energy, you know?
He was zombie Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you bring up a really good point, and I'm going to have to talk to Starfleet about. Because I don't know, with all the brain cases they have, I don't know why they never thought of it before. But when you went against the Borg and became an individual and they tried to bring him back in the collective, they couldn't. And they had to isolate him from the rest of the collective with the other people that joined because they didn't want it to spread throughout the rest of the Borg.
Yeah, because he was contaminated.
Yeah. So apparently, if you have a strong enough mind, you can resist. So then what the fuck happened to Picard?
Them having assimilated Zero proves that they can assimilate the founders.
Yeah.
From DS9.
Yeah, they would have been able to somehow assimilate, and they can manage. Well, they can't catch Q. That would be the continuum. Still couldn't be assimilated.
There's more to it.
Q and species 8472 are the ones that
they can
definitely cannot be assimilated.
There's definitely more to this because the Borg can assimilate, but they don't always succeed.
No, they can't. Well, and then you had the what are their names again? I'm seeing their faces. Is running around that ship and taking care of Tucker is really frazzled my head.
He takes a lot of energy.
Red Alarm.
Oh, the Packlet.
Yeah, they were too stupid. They were too stupid to assimilate. Can you imagine? We are the Borg. Assimilate us. No, assimilate you.
The Packlets wouldn't even be able to say assimilate. Be like, what's that? Ass? No. Okay.
And it's really kind of interesting the way they all kind of blended together and found out they are a collective. The crew is a collective, and they all got together and they told, you were in that Unimatrix for a while, Zero. Don't you have to fart? And he's like, yeah. And he lets out this blue wave that knocks all the Borgs out for a while. So it was like, Patrick on Beans night. It just knocked him senseless. And he goes, this is a good time to run. And so they all run to get back up on the ship. And Zero's like, you know what? Even if we're a weapon, we can still do good. And it's like, are you sure you want to leave and not connect with Starfleet? But they know who you are. And Dal, I think, gave the most mature answer, which is, they will always know who I am. That can wait. And I thought, wow, that's really, really cool. I like that. And then Gwen's father wakes up and is like, well, fuck.
Come back next week.
Yeah.
I find that it's an interesting combinations of the most terrifying thing about Borg is that they're a collective. But the most successful thing about not being a Borg is if you have a good collective on your own, your family, may not be physically or genetically your family, but your friend family. The people you familiarize with are more powerful as a collective than even the Borg. I think that's cool.
It is.
That's where the Borg fail, because you come up against Starfleet. Yeah, you can assimilate some of Starfleet, but you're not going to get all of them, because some of them they're just better. Your unique, distinctive combinations on their own are more powerful than the Borg.
This is very true. And that's what manages for us to be able to stay one step ahead of them for the most part, is that we find a way while they're going through and looking for technological pinnacles, but yet they can't. All races have got different ways to get out of things. And they couldn't even take care of all of Whoopi's race. So Guinan's race, they managed to escape total adaptation.
Elorians?
Yeah, even though we didn't see any more of them. So I think that's really kind of interesting. However, I'm going to be really interested in next week's episode, because with this guy waking up, and if Janeway doesn't figure out he's an asshole up to no good, I'm going to be disappointed.
We got to see how good Admiral Janeway's bullshit-o-meter is going to be up against that guy.
Especially he wakes up and says, they took my daughter.
Oh, yeah. Pull right on the family strings right there. Yeah.
We're going to see how good of an actor Gwyn's father is, and if he could pull it off, because he was planning on destroying Starfleet, and now Starfleet's here and he doesn't have his weapons, so he's not in a good position.
And he's going to try to use them to find it, because that's what Janeway wants. Apparently Janeway is missing Chakotay.
Chakotay had the Protostar to begin with.
Yeah. So, but where is Chakotay? That's going to be another thread that they haven't picked up on.
I think he went to a Trump rally.
Yeah, he's been canceled.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
We had to bring that up.
Sorry.
Oh, my God. I did find somebody pointing out the irony on Twitter of him making those comments that he was making on Twitter. The actor that plays Chakotay, he was making comments on Twitter like the days before the scene with him in the Prodigy comes up, and just completely spoils the fun surprise of that.
I just think it was also funny is because he has been on record saying that he didn't want anything to do with it again. And there he was.
You see, this is the problem with a text-based communication, is you can't
erase it.
You can't. Well, no, it's not that. It's the original intent is not necessarily conveyed correctly.
No.
And you can be, true. You could be shooting the shit and saying something that you obviously don't think, but someone will take that out of context and completely blow it up wrong direction. And
that's a good point.
And if you get labeled a certain way, people tend to cancel you these days. So you got to be watching out what you say.
You can't read inflection on a typewritten word. So you can't tell the spirit in which somebody's saying something. You just, whatever your perception is, that's what that sentence takes on.
I could either be saying, oh, great, or I could be saying, oh, great.
Right. Or like seeing a bus and the bus says, I'm coming for you. It's like, oh, great, the bus is here. Or you could look at it, I'm coming for you. I got to get the hell out of here.
The bus is trying to catch me. Oh, my God. I heard he caught a bus.
So, yeah, it's just one of those things. For our listeners, I'm really apologize if you didn't like the recap, but I'm the captain. Fuck you. So that's the way it went. If you come back next week, you'll get a nice shiny recap from number one, or you'll get a nice, wonderful recap from my science officer here. But I did it. And friends don't let friends write recap when there's alcohol involved. So just be lucky that I got this far, or else I would just
You were supposed to be given synthahol.
Yeah. Or next time I have to do this, I'll just play the show over the air and we'll just talk about it. Just hit the pause button on each section. All right, everybody, listen.
Yeah, just happy we got the time crystals correct. The time crystals are correct. Right? We all get here in the right time with the clocks changing.
No, this is true. It finally. Why the hell did they do that anyway? Number one, why did they do daylight savings time?
It's supposed to save energy, but it doesn't.
Didn't they just change the law where you don't have daylight savings time anymore, and this is the last time we have to do this?
I heard
they were going to at least
voted it out, and they still kept it.
Well, I don't know if it was California or whether it was nationally, but they were voting to make daylight savings time permanent. But whatever the bill stalled in Congress or whatever in the House,
the Senate.
Yeah,
there's bigger problems in the world.
The real reason why daylight savings time started.
It's this invisible camera that follows you around, like Heather said.
I'm going to have to make sure I do something about that because I have personal time.
This is how we get our Patreon pictures.
No. The real reason daylight saving time started was because of farms. They needed the extra time of sunlight in order to plant and pull crops, except we don't have a shitload of farmers anymore, so there's no need for it. But that was the original reason why.
Well, then they kept it after the farmers, then they kept it because of money. Because if they have an extra hour, people are more likely to be out and spending money and golfing and doing stuff, so they get more money.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what the fuck was that noise? Is that fucking thing auto-focusing on me?
It's in your imagination, sir. It's not real.
Is it? You sure?
When you're hearing the snapshots, I swear to God, it's not taking a picture of you.
Oh, here, take a picture of this. Wait, that sounds bad. Never mind. Okay. Again, this was the recap. What's next week's episode titled there, number one?
All the world's a stage, so it's a very gay episode.
Oh, how cool is that? No, who's doing the recap next week?
Me.
So everybody, if you're a fan of Patrick's recap, he's going to be doing it next week, doing it and doing it well. So he's going to have it. So that's really good. We should be a greater efficiency. How long do you think you're going to be able to realign the warp matrix and the data and whatnot that you got from the Borg ship there, Chief?
It's already done.
Oh, really? What was our increase?
Damn.
It assimilated quickly.
You're good.
We got a good 0.69% out of it.
Oh, nice. That's really, really cool.
Good. It was either that or 0.47, and I thought 69 sounded like a higher number.
What the fuck? The Tribble just ran past my quarters. He's still traumatized.
Yeah, he came into my room and he's like, didn't realize I was in here, and he fucking jetted right out.
Now, there's one thing I'm going to ask before we get ready to go is that after we get finished with the Borg stuff, everything, I was notified that our computer person had a holo concert that didn't invite any of us to.
What?
How was it?
You mean the B-52s and Casey and the Sunshine Band?
Yes.
You didn't have any extra tickets?
Was it fun?
Nope.
He did it because I'm walking by the holodeck and I didn't know what the hell it was because I'm walking by, right? And it's locked first off. I mean, not even I can get the voice override. And I keep hearing with the floors vibrating, do a little dance, sing a little song, make love tonight. And it's like, what the hell is he doing there?
You got the lyrics wrong there.
It's okay. It still sounded good.
It was muffled. I told you it was muffled.
It's do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight.
So how was it?
Tonight.
It was good. It was fun.
Was it a faithful reenactment of it? Was it a faithful reproduction of the concert?
Well, considering that, Casey is 71 years old, yeah, he did a pretty good job.
Wow. Did he have a walker?
No. And he was working some dance moves too.
Wow.
I wonder if they had to put him back and just like rub him down and give him a Geritol infusion. Is Geritol even a thing anymore?
Probably. But the B-52s were really good. That was fun.
Would they still had the lead singer? Was she still there?
Yeah, Kate and Cindy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that must have been really cool. You wind up reproducing the nicest stuff on that holodeck. It's nice, but I'm going to make you see The Princess Bride because you must see that movie.
Yeah.
Or you're going to have a danger of losing your nerd cred.
Okay.
No, seriously. If Heather's seen it and you didn't see it,
we will revoke your nerd credit card, sir.
Yes.
Easily.
I'll go to the mess hall. I'll get some popcorn. I'll try really hard not to burn it, and we can meet up and watch it together.
True love. You got to wait till you see it. My wedge, that blessed wet.
It'll be fun.
Can't wait for the fire swamps again.
Oh my God. RUSs?
I'll even put sprinkles on the popcorn.
So RUSs, that it's going to be nice. It's going to be really good. Okay. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us for another wonderful episode of Starfleet Underground. And again, if you weren't happy with the recap that I did, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I mean this. Fuck off. Thanks again. Don't forget to join our Patreon. Don't forget to keep listening and click like and subscribe. If you want to send us any emails, just remember that the hot dog filter has been fixed finally. And it is at the collective at starfleetunderground.com.
We added a fuck off button just in case. Like you have the like button, you have the dislike button, and then you have the fuck off button.
Now, okay, this triggered a memory. When I used to work for a store when I was young, before I joined Starfleet, it was a store called Alexander's. And they had the security room where they would put people in a holding cell before the police picked them up, was right next to where you clock in and out. So apparently there was this like 8-year-old kid that was stealing shit left and right, and security caught him. So they had him in the holding cell, and this is a cute little kid. And as I'm getting ready to sign out, the little kid looks up with little puppy dog eyes at the security guy, goes, "Mister, please, mister, could you come here, please, mister, mister?" Security guard got up and he goes, "What?" The kid held up a double brain, went, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." I busted out laughing. The security went over there and slammed the door. This shit was so funny. Oh my God.
Can't say the darndest thing.
Oh my God. The way he said it, his voice went down several octaves. And he was just like, his face turned real evil. It's like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." I just thought that was so funny. Oh, that was so funny. Okay, again, thanks everybody for joining us. Say goodnight, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Pat, you didn't join in. We're the collective. Say it again.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much. And we'll see you guys next week. And please remember, just don't have a great week, but make it so.
And if you can, support the show by going to patreon.com/Starfleet Underground. Lots of perks to choose from, and you might even like some of them. Starfleet Underground, beaming into a podcast feed near you. Log on to our website at starfleetunderground.com and send your comments and questions to thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Follow us on Twitter at StarfleetUnderG and on Facebook and Instagram, we're Starfleet Underground.
I wonder if I shoot my spooge and this guy would have hit the camera. If I do different angles.
You see it floating around.
That would be really wild. It would be drippy.
It's like you see a little shimmer. Aim for that.
Get it, dude. Holy shit. I'm so busy looking at the camera. The fucking light's still on. God damn it.